First thing, if you want to phrase a question, just take a permission. Two things, of course. How could you know if the question is right or wrong? First thing, you should ask yourself if it is right or wrong. Then ask some of your friends, do you think it's a right question? Whatever you don't have an answer for is always a right question. I always get a feeling, whenever I'm working, many people would say, sorry for a stupid question of mine. Sorry for I don't have enough knowledge. Please apologize. If you think, better about yourself, or better about your question than I do. So if you think that is a stupid question, first start with an apology that please apologize for my misunderstanding and frame your question. So there is, in my view, there is no right. Basically, there is no. You have to ask several questions in order to get a really correct question. So this is you will get via experience, but never be afraid of asking question. Let it be stupid. So this is something I wanted to share as well. You should never be afraid of asking a question. Whether it is a great question or not a great question is not so important. You need to know the answer.
Sir, thank you.
Yes. May I expect the second question?
Good morning, sir. I'm Rajshekhar from Vijayanagaram. Sir, most of the cases we are becoming end users rather than inventors or creators like Einstein. Why that, sir?
Because we are trying to do so. We are not pushing ourselves to a greater extent, and we are not reading enough philosophy, and we are not questioning. We are just following. So in order to achieve that, if you have to be a creator, you have to read a lot, and you should not be afraid of doing mistakes. You should keep on doing mistakes, but not to repeat them. This is also something coming in one of the slides what I'm going to present. So you have to read a lot and engage yourself with in a conversations which can benefit the society. So understand, everyone might say that you have an unlimited energy, but we have limited energy. We should focus on we should focus very clearly where we would like to invest our energy. Okay.
Right, sir. Very nice, actually.
Sir, can I?
Sure, sure.
Sir, can I?
Sure, Kaushal.
Okay. Good morning, sir. My name is Kaushal. I'm studying in class 7th. Today, I would like to ask you one question, sir. How would you define spirituality, sir?
Appa. It's for me, this is the wonder of being a child. You could really make you think. It is very easy to answer an adult. It's, how would you define spirituality? I would say spirituality is a process which makes you a better individual out of yourself. This is a process. It's like a science, math, Kaushal, what you read. You have chapters, right? If you are doing something regularly, repeatedly, if it is not improving your behavior, if it is not making uh, your personality better, that is not a spirituality. Spirituality is anything, that is sport can be spiritual. You could be really good at playing cricket. That is your temple, right? If you are really good at playing a violin or a guitar, That is a spirituality. It once you feel better, others will get encouraged or others will get joy from your work. So that is the meaning of I think that is the intention or the belief of spirituality. Spirituality, in my view, is not just chanting or doing services. Okay, by chanting and doing services, you should get better. If you are the same person like what you are like 5 years ago, then it is of then you have to change the process. Thank
Sir,
you,
can I
Kaushik.
ask another question, sir?
Yes, yes.
Sir, can I ask, sir?
Sure.
Please, Kaushal. Yeah.
Do you consider religion an influential factor of spirituality?
Certainly. Religion is nothing but a structured process. You know?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Next, who is going to ask a question?
Thank you, sir.
Nice gentleman.
Good morning, sir.
Nice. Go ahead, Mr. Nandan.
Sir, my name is Rulik Nandan, studying class 10th. So they say that we only use 10% of our brain. And how do we increase the percentage, and what happens if we go to 100%, sir?
First of all, I don't know who said 10%. I heard 1%. I heard Einstein used 1%. So, so, as I was saying, brain is a very complex, for anything, if you want to increase its capacity, you have to train it really well. I will give you an example. నేను ఐన్స్టైన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఎక్కువ చెప్తున్నాను, బట్ ఐ థింక్ బికాస్ ఇట్ విల్ కనెక్ట్ టు హిస్ క్వశ్చన్, రైట్? ఐన్స్టైన్ పాస్డ్ అవే. అతను when he passed away, his body went to autopsy. His son Hans Albert Einstein, atanu he did all his final ceremony he has done. Hans Albert, as a professor, is also a professor in California. Einstein is a professor in eastern part of United States in Princeton University, very popular. సో డాక్టర్ అటాప్సీ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఏం చేశారు డాక్టర్ అంటే, అటాప్సీ ఈజ్ అ ప్రొసీజర్ దే హ్యావ్ టు డూ ఇఫ్ ద ప్రొఫెసర్ ఫ్రమ్ ప్రిన్స్టన్ హ్యాస్ పాస్డ్ అవే. It has not necessary for every people, but he is a very popular figure and it has to be done. అతను అటాప్సీ చేస్తూ ఐన్స్టైన్ బ్రెయిన్ ని దొంగలించుకొని అటాప్సీ చేసేసాడు. సో he stole the Einstein brain. Einstein brain ని స్టోల్ చేసి, so he wanted to study how he became so intelligent, so powerful, so popular, how he could think what others couldn't see. He removed his brain and he stitched his skull and he gave it to his son. No one knows that, there is no brain in the skull whenever they are doing, okay? But they have done some studies and they have found some neurons having greater concentration of neurons in certain particular aspect of the brain, which probably is making him pity. But the question is, how you would get it? A normal person would not have a high concentration of neurons where some special person would have it. That is practice. You have to practice regularly. Then it would expand your mind. It would expand your mind, There is also some relations between playing a musical instrument would also trigger some mind things, but you have to think, you have to make it work. It's like if you are doing the same thing again, you are not getting trained, enough training for your mind, like the universe is expanding, you have an ability for your mind to expand. For your ability for the mind to expand, you have to always engage in discussions. and you have to do you have to have a grit, you have to. Many people are good at writing things and say, I wanted to do this, but not even 1% of the people, including myself, has a courage to finish all of them in the list. You should have a grit. So those things will help you to expand your mind and probably increase the percentage. Probably we use 0.1 to probably 0.11, 0.12. Is there a chemicals to do that? It could be a possibility. Brain itself releases 4 different kinds of chemicals. They were called happy chemicals. Whatever we feel, whatever we experience is the result of the injection, or is the result of the chemicals what released by the brain. For example, endorphins. Endorphins is the name of the one chemical which brain releases. So it has been developed based on evolution, right? So can you increase, there are many scientists working in this area. This is neurology is one of my favorite topic, right? Can you, brain is the most understood subject. Is there a possibility that, is there a mechanism that you could change how your brain would behave? Is there a natural mechanism where without injecting any drugs into your body, is there a natural mechanism to release the chemicals out? It would resolve most of the problems what current generations were facing. It is coming, but to answer the other question, we are mostly getting towards using the tools rather than developing the tools. That's right. Yeah.
Nice, sir.
Sir, can I?
Sure, sure.
Sir,
Please go ahead.
hello, sir. I'm Durga.
Amma.
How would someone overcome from their failure, sir?
I read somewhere failure, you will waste lot of energy from your body while celebrating success rather than experiencing failure. Overcoming a failure, as I was saying, don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of doing mistakes. If you are, there is something called, if you are not doing any mistakes, if you are not failing, probably you are not learning. You are probably repeating the same thing again and again. You are not trying anything new. Learn to fail. There is a program called Nobel Laureates. I would encourage all of them to watch Noble Minds. Basically, they will make all the Nobel Laureates to sit around one table and pose a questions to them. So in that, ask any one of the noble persons, they learned from their failures and moved on. Learn, move on, learn, move on, learn, move on, and you will continuously fail, right? You will continuously fail, but you will learn. Your failure rate will decrease. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can I?
Sure, Mr. Aviram.
Yes, sir. Hi, sir. Good morning. I'm Aviram Shankar, studying in class 7.
Um,
I have 2 questions in my mind. First one is, why is science called as science? And second one is, why is it important to learn English in this world, in this scenario?
so I will start with second question.
Yes, sir.
Why is it important to learn English? If Hitler has occupied, probably we would be learning German. So
Yes,
it's
sir.
second thing. Why is it important to learn English? Because English is the third most spoken language in the world. First is Chinese, second is Spanish, third is English, and our Telugu is 11th. 10th is German. So whenever someone asks me, come to me and say, what is Telugu? Our Telugu is the 11th most spoken language in the world after German. We are soon crossing German as well. So because of opportunities, that's it. the Spanish speaking countries are not so economically advanced. Chinese as well. China is the only one country. English is the medium which has been accepted by many businesses as a communicating medium. So that's why it's probably good. It's good to everyone should know English because that is a medium of our work. So unless until someone changes the medium of our work, like there are several European nations, including Norway. I am into oil business, so that's why our communicating language is English. But if we are in any other businesses, so the communication language is not English. It's Norwegian. So it's a medium of communication. That's why, since you have, it's very probable that you will work in wide variety of areas where the medium of communication is English, where you could work with your team in English. Then it's that's why you should learn English. And your second question or first question, why science is called science? For me, science means structured learning. Learning is science, but I don't know why it is called science. Is probably there is some Latin word relating science to. These are all the words coming from Latin. I think it has some meaning in Latin. So I'm just seeing it's basically a practical activity. It's coming from some Latin word. I don't know.
So, but what is science?
Science is structured learning. Learning what you don't know. Learning, appreciating what others have done. Appreciating nature around you. Thinking deeply why it happens. That you would enjoy, Abhiram. Sorry, who asked the
This
question?
is Abhiram only, sir. Abhiram only.
Okay, Abhiram, I would encourage you to observe the nature around you, right? So, like why the cloud movement, right? And about the, let's say, a wind moving the leaves, and right, like how an automobile is working, colors, shades, birds, flapping of the wings, then if you you get excited how it is happening. Science will explain that. Then if you see this, and if in your science class you learn how they are operating, what physical mechanism behind it, what is what is governing their movements. Once you learn it, that is called science. Okay, so basically if you observe the nature, the answers for what you are seeing can be explained by the science theoretically, but the language of science is written in mathematics. Mathematics is a language which can be used to help science for you to understand things.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your time.
Nice,
Thank
Abhiram.
you, sir.
Next. Yes, who is going to ask the next question? Please, Alekia, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Alekia, go ahead.
Whether science or spirituality really arouses humanity and divinity in a man, or spirituality makes a man more sentimental and science makes a man more dependent on lethargic. What's sir?
Alekia, could you please repeat and please, question should be slow, a bit slow.
Okay, sir. Whether science or spirituality really arouses humanity and divinity in a man, or spirituality makes a man more sentimental and science makes a man more dependent on lethargic.
Spiritual science makes man more lethargic.
Yes, sir.
Yes, probably right. Science makes man, but how do you we are the end users of science, no? We are not basically using science. I understand what you meant to say, because spirituality, I will break this question into two parts. Science makes man lethargic. Then I will come back to your spirituality question. That's probably, lazy. Does science makes you, you know, actually, science, in my opinion, is understanding the nature. Understanding a particular process is science. So the outcome, it's the outcome. One of the outcomes of the science is to have a better products in our hand. Those products, the usage of those products were making us lazy, is partially true, but not the entire population. Is probably true for who is not so much into the process of learning. Probably it is making them lazy, but so for some other people it is those tools were helping them. Yeah, so this is my understanding of your my understanding or my interpretation. So that is certainly true that for large fraction of population we are making the thing super easy. It was what was very difficult in the past is is like calling an international call, for example. Is like when we are when I'm going to USA, I have to carry a real portable mobile big device so that I could connect to the internet there, so I could talk to. We would have a similar device at home, so it's a medium of communication. So now we can have it in our fingertips and call everyone, right? So but how you use it, whether you use it for making us lazy, for making us of thinking nothing, or we use it whenever. That I go to Mahatma Gandhi, what he say, aparigraha. Use what it is needed it for, not for more or not for less. And regarding spirituality, combining humanity, you know I think the spirituality is the most misunderstood concept, and many people strive to be aware of it. Also, science and humanity, science and also spirituality make us better human beings. That is the purpose of both science and spirituality. So sentimentality and those things, this is, of course, these are all actually working with our mind. That's why we are calling social intelligence and emotional intelligence. That is in one of my next slides, which I would present it if the time pertains. But that is related to both social and our emotional intelligence. We have to use tools. These are tools, science and spirituality, or any other practices. We should use them as a tools to develop our emotional intelligence, not sentimentality, I believe. Yeah, but we should be sentimental to some things, but not to all of them.
Thank you, sir. I want to ask another question, sir.
Please
Fasting
speak
festival.
Wait, Alekia, just it's disturbance we are getting a little bit. So I would request other people to keep your mics in mute. Other people, please. Okay, including Alekia, please. One minute. Okay. It seems Mr. Padmanabh from Orissa, I mean, he wanted to ask a question. Yes, Padmanabh.
Sir, I am Sai Padman. Sir, my voice is audible, sir.
Yes, audible, please.
Sir, I am Sai Padman from Orissa. I am studying class 6. I want to ask question that you choose which path to achieve the role of science, means scientist, sir.
The path which I have chosen is actually random. It's, to be honest with you, whom I'm
Padmanabh.
speaking with.
Padmanabh from Orissa.
Padmanabh, Ananta Padmanabh.
Yes.
The answer for your question for me, actually, it is not planned. It is randomly happened event for me to become a scientist. So I wish we could plan things, but this is, to be honest with you, that is random. But what worked out for me, like I found nice gurus who encouraged me to pursue the path in science. That's it. Or else I was like a regular, very average student from Andhra Pradesh going to USA, wanted to work in an IT industry. And that was my objective while moving out of India. That was my only objective. Though I was doing well in the very late stages of mechanical, but earlier I was doing really bad in mechanical engineering. By the end of third and fourth year, I was doing really well. But I wanted to pursue my career in IT because everyone was doing that. But the teachers over there in the States, I was very fortunate to, they encouraged me that they asked one of my professor, he told me, Ravi, you are you build very good refrigerators, but you wanted to sell them in Alaska. You know, Alaska is a very cold place, and then no one will need a refrigerator there. So so please, you have an ability to pursue things in science. So basically, this is a kind of an encouragement you get from teachers. That's it, and that's why I was saying it is. Um, it is a blessing to find the right teacher who guides you.
Right, sir. Indeed, is a nice thing. Yes, next one, please.
Can I?
Oh,
Sir.
sure. Go ahead.
Sir, I am Saidam studying 10th class. Sir, as I searched in internet, I found that science and spirituality is same, telling in two ways. For example, science tells that matter is neither created nor destroyed, and the spirituality says that God is neither birth nor dead. So, as this, I found that science and spirituality is same, but so many persons says that science and spirituality is different. Which one is correct, sir?
It is dependent on the belief system. I believe science and spirituality should give the same answer. But if we humans are taking the advantage of spirituality and adding the things of our interpretation, that's what majority of time it does. So I'm a bit afraid of talking about spirituality because my knowledge is limited. So, but so do many people's knowledge, but they try to add their views and make it as a philosophy. So then it becomes a problem. Then you see a large difference between what science and spirituality does. But spirituality is nothing but as a best practices, I would say.
Next one, please.
Thank you, sir.
Please mention your name and carry on.
My
Good
name
morning,
is
sir. I'm
T.
Jyotsna
Vansudha.
Tina
I
from
am studying.
Just only one friend. I think two voices coming at a time. Please, one proceed.
What is coordination between meditation and the science?
What is the coordination between meditation and science? Okay.
That's very good question. I was, yeah. We at work we have a meditation group. Like not so much, but 10 minutes, 12 to 12:10 in the afternoon before lunch. So since I typically wake up around 5 or 5:30 or something like that. So from 5 to 12 o'clock, it's like very tight packed schedule, dropping my daughter in play school and everything is extraordinarily tight packed schedule. And you would have many things to do. But what meditation does, many people might say meditation will give you special skills. Probably it does to some people who has been doing meditation for a very so long time. But what will give you two things I observed from my experience. One thing, it will give you a sort of rest to your mind, which has been tired for several hours. And second thing, with a rested mind, your clarity of thinking will improve. So after 12 o'clock, exactly I know what to do. Exactly all the things will be structured, lined away. And instead of doing the task in 5 hours, I finish it in 2.5, 3 hours and close my day. So by 10 minutes of meditation, you are actually saving 2 hours of your time, so you could spend on some other things. So it will make, imagine random dots, right? It will make a straight line. Meditation will take all the dots and make it as a straight line. So 10 minutes, I need just that. I don't want to achieve special powers via meditation. I want my task to be done with clarity. So I wish all the schools incorporate this. Someone who incorporated in my office, why they incorporated, I don't know. But like in the middle of the day, before the lunch, 10 minutes of meditation. Meditation is nothing but there are several practices. For example, I give one more example. There it is in one of the slides what I am going to present. There is this guy called Yuval Harari who was considered to be as a modern genius, and he's a professor in history at Jerusalem University in Hebrew, Israel. I don't know why all the genius are coming from Jews, but okay. He said he has written a very popular book. The name of the book is called Homo Sapiens. I would encourage everyone could read that book, Homo Sapiens, and his another book, 21 Lessons of 21st Century. This is really good books. Homo Sapiens is about talking about the human history for 100,000 years or 300,000 years when matter has formed. Who is Homo Sapiens? Who is Homo erectus? It is a vast amount of history. If you flip one page of the book, 10 years will pass away, 20 years will pass away. So this time frame, 100 years of our life time frame is very, very short when I see 180 years or 75, 80. Someone has asked this question to him, the same question what you have asked him, how meditation has helped him. He told instead of the meditation, instead of for him he follows a meditation technique called Vipassana meditation. I don't know what it is, but I wanted to follow as well. By practicing meditation over several years, he can write 2,000 or 3,000 pages of his ideas into 200 pages, so people could read it. All of it has been condensed. If he said if he is not following the meditation, the book what we are holding, Homo Sapiens, probably like this. He has written the essence, everything what is in this 2,000 or 3,000 pages of book, 2,000, 3,000 or 4,000 pages of knowledge into 250 pages. So that's how meditation helps.
In fact, it's a very nice answer, sir. Most of the times, actually, people do think that during meditation we get special powers and this, that, and all. But connecting random dots into one straight line and giving a focus. So really, it's a very practical answer, sir. Then may I expect next question, please?
Hi, sir.
Yes, one, please. Gopiraj, please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. My name is Gopiraj Challa. I have two questions. The first one, to do something or to achieve something, can place makes any difference? The second question, we in India have a large education system. We have oldest universities and largest universities, but you choose for masters and PhD, you choose Norway. Do you have any influential factors to do masters and PhD in Norway or Norway? Thank you.
Yes, sorry, Gopiraj. What is your first question? Again, I'm sorry. I will.
To do something or to achieve something, can place makes any difference?
It does certainly make a difference. I have a book next to me. It's called Leonardo da Vinci, which Leonardo da Vinci said, no, Walter Isaacson, who is writing that book, he has said, Leonardo da Vinci became Leonardo da Vinci because he was in Florence at that time. Florence was a bulging capital of art Renaissance in 15th century. So place certainly make a difference. or else all the artists will not go to Paris. So uh, uh, scientists, for example, who are working in software industry, who are really good, wanted to learn a lot in software industry, everyone would want to go to California. So place does certainly make a difference. Like me, whoever working in petroleum industry, I'm working in petroleum industry, either wanted to work either in USA, Texas, not all the places around USA where there is Texas, because all the like-minded people will fall in that place. That is the only reason. What is your interest, Gopi Raju? So where those all the people are falling, if it is an IT, all of them will fall in California mostly, or Bangalore in India, or Shanghai in China, London in Europe. If it is a petroleum, people will be falling either in Saudi Arabia or Mumbai in India, for instance, or Houston in USA, Norway, somewhere in Malaysia, Australia, Perth, not everywhere in Australia. So, where it is very easy to work with like-minded people, you will learn from them. You want to grow in this one particular area. There are several areas, right? So, which area you want to work, there is a place everywhere. That certainly does make a difference, in my view, if it is properly utilized, of course. If it is properly utilized.
Yes, friends. Yes, next, who is going to ask?
Good morning, sir.
Vaishnavi, please go ahead.
I am
Oh,
Vaishnavi.
okay,
Yes, yes,
sorry,
yes.
go ahead, Vaishnavi. Yeah.
I am Vaishnavi from Vijayawada, studying CA. Now I would like to ask a question. How can one can succeed in our life, sir? Can you share your experiences?
Success is not actually a metric, is very personal thing. It's from outside people can think you might be successful, from inside you might not think you are successful. It's very personal. How if you wanted to be successful, I would also add that if you would like to be happily successful, uh, you should meet your inner expectations, not the exterior expectations. What are your inner expectations? Am I meeting those? Then only you will feel successful. You will feel happy. The external metrics does not really is a big influence when you are really focused towards one person. So if you wanted to be successful, I wanted to be even if I wanted to be successful and happy, take care of your health. First of all. Second thing is avoid addictions. Like, use the tools for your advantage, not for don't be addicted. Like, you have right now I can see any movie what I want on my television, any movie. Like 25 years ago, to watch a movie is not so easy. So but because you have those kind of things, don't you use it. You watch a movie, but don't get addicted of watching 5 movies in a row. So, but what then, you are not actually meeting your inner expectations. What are your inner expectations? And staying healthy, having a healthy relationship with friends, family, and those meeting your inner expectations will make you successful and makes you happy. Yeah.
Sir, I think we are getting more questions, sir. Then
Yes.
should we continue, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes.
Until my daughter wakes up. Yeah. Yes.
So I mean, it's getting 12 o'clock. Just friends, then a few questions only, please.
Sir, may I?
Sure, Alekia. No, here. Okay, Alekia, please go ahead.
We do fasting, whether is it spirituality or any scientific reason. That's it.
I couldn't hear the question. Sorry.
We do fasting during some festival time. Is it spirituality or any scientific reason behind that, sir?
That's a good question. Yes, I was actually thinking about it few days back. I have a friend who does not believe in God, but he's a very nice guy, and he does fasting. He's a Muslim and he does fasting. He's from Iran. He does fasting uh, during this Ramzan month, right? So I asked him, "You don't believe in God? Why you are doing it?" Then he told me, Ravi, while doing fasting, I experience the pain of hunger. What pain of hunger he is. So then it will make my heart open to help other people who are in hunger. So and that is one way of thinking, and it is really very, to me it is very it is much greater level of thinking than merely doing fasting for something. Okay, I'm doing fasting, so I'm experiencing hunger. So how the hunger will look like. Second thing, uh, doing fasting. I haven't done yesterday. I know this is Vaikunta Ekadashi was yesterday or day before yesterday. I haven't done, but yeah, fasting itself is basically focusing your mind while fasting is the most difficult thing. For you have everything with you. You have water and food with you, and you could continuously probably study something, do some activities. Imagine if you are not sleeping and you are fasting, and you then has to focus on something. Now we are saying it as a god, right? We have to focus on something that is not so easy, that is so difficult. Fasting and not sleeping, so difficult. Doing difficult things will lift up your self-esteem, will increase your uh, confidence levels. So even in difficult times, minds, even when your body is not supporting, if you are training your mind to focus on something with clarity, then it is a success. Then you, even in very difficult situations in your life, then probably you could think a reasonable answer for the sufferings what is happening around you. So in that sense, fasting is really, really helpful, and it's basically fasting. To me, fasting combined with not sleeping and focusing is the training of minding. So actually, according to Leonardo, I will say the saying of the Leonardo da Vinci. He said he thought entire life he is living, he is preparing how to live a better life. But no, actually, by the time of his death, he understood the entire life, how you are living the life is training you for the better death. So fasting helps in that, yes.
Nice, friends. Then it's getting late, and I would like to take only one question. Then anybody, please, this is the last one. Yes, sir. No, friends. Okay, Raji. Who is this? Raji Palparthi. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. I am Raji Palapati. I am a homemaker. I want to ask one question, sir. How can spirituality help us deal with stress?
Yes. This is what I believe is the answer. I will come to your answer, but what you believe is what you become, right? So how spirituality is very, I was saying very general word, but I would say a process of doing something repeatedly, a good thing like praying, meditating, or focusing on the feet of the God, or practicing meditation. That will basically expand your mind and give clarity to your thoughts. That's once you have clarity in your thought, you would obviously don't feel stress. You know the answer. The stress will come to you only if you don't know the answer to the question, right? We see the examination paper, right? During engineering, we feel stressful if we don't know answer for all the half the paper, or not completely. If you don't know, if we know the answers for major, you don't feel stressful. You will feel okay. You will feel okay. Where to start? You will think about different things. Where to start the exam? Which question I have to start, or which. So the stress means you don't have an answer. Basically, you don't. So if you don't, the spirit, a process what you do will make you help to give you the answers. One of it is this is spirituality. I think it will help to relieve stress. Yes.
Nice, sir. Then you have answered almost all the questions. Still, I mean, students would like to ask, but it is almost getting 12:10. So really, I should appreciate your patience, sir. I mean, for us, just I mean, we began at 10 o'clock, but I know you woke up at 5 or 5:30 to attend this session. So really, we feel so happy to see your way of answering, and particularly the way how a scientist answers from the deep thinking that we can learn today for every question, for everything. Actually, I mean, Vaishnavi, she asked success. Then you are telling that, do you wish to be happily successful or other thing? I mean, that demarcation gives us very nice. I mean, what people think from outside and what we feel inner. I mean, that makes the difference. For every question, just we have a very good insight, sir. Then here, I would like to ask our Madam Lalita Shekhar to say a few lines of her experience. Then after listening to all the thing, I mean, Madam Lalita Shekhar happened to be a good writer and a story writer and accomplished writer here in Andhra Pradesh. Then I would like to ask Madam to speak a few lines because she can give a beautiful of essence of the whole session. So, Madam, may I expect you, Madam Lalita ji?
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ రవి. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
వినపడుతుందా?
వినపడుతుందమ్మా. ఇక్కడ విషయం ఏంటి, ఇద్దరం రవులువేనండి. ఐ మీన్ అవర్ గెస్ట్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో రవి. ఐ మీన్
ఓకే, సారీ మిస్టర్ రవి కిరణ్. Hearty congratulations for accomplishing in a nice way, Mr. Ravi Kiran. My congratulations to you. ఓకే, బాగుంది. చాలా చాలా నాకు వెరీ సర్ప్రైజింగ్ ఈస్ చాలా పిల్లలు చాలా షార్ప్గా అడిగారు వాళ్ళు. అది ఎస్పెషల్లీ అబౌట్ స్పిరిచువాలిటీ చాలా షార్ప్గా అడిగారు. ఒక మేధావి ఆన్సర్ చేసినట్టుగా ఉంది ఆన్సరింగ్ అంతాను. ఒక ఇంటలెక్చువల్ నుంచి రిసీవ్ చేసుకున్నారు వాళ్ళు ఆన్సర్స్. కాకపోతే ఇంకొక క్వశ్చన్ నన్ను ఇంకా కూడా కొంచెం హాంట్ చేస్తున్న ఒక బాబు అడిగిన క్వశ్చన్ ఏమిటంటే, మేటర్ అనేది అది డిస్ట్రక్ట్ కాదు, దాన్ని స్పిరిచువాలిటీలో కూడా భగవంతుడు కూడా ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఆది అంతం లేనివాడు, ఈ రెండు ఒకటేనా అని అడిగాడు. దానికి అదే ఐ వాజ్ థింకింగ్ అబౌట్ ద క్వశ్చన్. ఇప్పుడు యాక్చువల్గా ఏంటంటే ఏం జరిగింది, ఈ మొత్తం సెషన్ అంతా, ఇవాళ సెషన్లో ఉన్నదంతా ఏమి దాన్ని క్రోడీకరించి చూసుకున్నట్టయితే, ఇఫ్ వి అండర్స్టాండ్ ద హోల్ ఎసెన్స్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ డిస్కషన్స్ is about what? ఒక కేవలం పర్సనాలిటీ కాదు, ఎప్పుడు రెగ్యులర్ సెషన్స్లో ఉండే పర్సనాలిటీ, లేకపోతే లైఫ్ స్టైలు, పర్సనాలిటీ, అచీవ్మెంట్స్, జస్ట్ సక్సెస్, అబౌట్ ఫేసింగ్ ఫెయిల్యూర్స్, ఇది మాత్రమే కాదు. సో వాళ్ళు చాలా షార్ప్గా అడిగారు. అండ్ మిస్టర్ రవికిరణ్ గారు కూడా హీ కుడ్ ఆన్సర్ వెరీ యాప్ట్లీ and very చాలా బాగా ఆలోచించి వాళ్ళ గురించి ఆలోచించి కన్సర్న్ తోటి ఆన్సర్స్ చేశారు. బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ హవెవర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మోస్ట్ టఫెస్ట్ సెషన్‌గా నేను అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఇప్పటిదాకా వచ్చిన సెషన్స్ అన్నింటిలోకి ఇది అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్‌గా ఉంది. ఇట్స్ నాట్ డైరెక్ట్ సింప్లీగా ఆన్సర్ అడగటం క్వెషన్ కెరీర్ కాకుండా వాళ్ళు అడిగిన క్వెషన్స్ చాలా డీప్‌గా ఉన్నాయి. అండ్ ఐ థింక్ లింగ్విస్టిక్ ఫిలాసఫీ బోత్ ఆయన రవికిరణ్ గారు అటు లింగ్విస్టిక్ ఫిలాసఫీని కూడా టచ్ చేసి ఉన్నారనే అభిప్రాయపడుతున్నాను. స్పిరిచువల్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉంది అన్నారు కాబట్టి లింగ్విస్టిక్ ఫిలాసఫీలో ఆలోచిస్తే మనం అన్ని గుర్తులతోటే మనం ప్రయాణం చేస్తున్నాం. మనం గుర్తులు అంటే సైన్స్ అనే పదం ఒక గుర్తు, స్పిరిచువాలిటీ అనే పదం ఒక గుర్తు. సైన్స్ అనేది ప్రాక్టికల్ రిజల్ట్స్ ఇస్తుంది, స్పిరిచువాలిటీ అనేది ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ని ఇస్తుంది. స్పిరిచువాలిటీ అనేది మనకి ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ని ఇస్తుంది. ఆ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ని వీ కెన్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అండ్ వీ కెన్ కమ్యూనికేట్ త్రూ వర్డ్స్. అగైన్ వీ యూజ్ ద సేమ్ లాంగ్వేజ్ టు కమ్యూనికేట్ our experience, but in science we get a practical results. What is the difference అనేది ఒక బాయ్ అడిగాడు. సైన్స్ అనేది కొంత దాకా ప్రయాణం చేశాక ఆగిపోయాక అక్కడ ఫిలాసఫీ ఆన్సర్ చేస్తుంది అనేది యూజువల్గా మనం we know about we came to know about some definitions and some people's experience ఇక్కడ. కానీ ఇక్కడ సైన్స్ కంటే బియాండ్ స్పిరిచువాలిటీ ఉందా, లేకపోతే స్పిరిచువాలిటీని కేవలం మనం ఒక భాషా పదంగా గుర్తులు పెట్టుకున్నామా, వాటికి ఒక ఎవ్రీ వర్డ్ ఈజ్ ఎ నేమ్, ఎవ్రీ నేమింగ్ వర్డ్ ఈజ్ ఒక సింబల్, ఒకదాన్ని గుర్తుపట్టుకుంటానికి. బికాస్ దెర్ ఆర్ సెవరల్ వేస్ ఆఫ్ రీచింగ్ ద సేమ్ డెస్టినీ. ఇందులో సైన్స్ అనేది ఒక వే అయితే స్పిరిచువాలిటీ అయితే ఒక వే. ఆ క్లారిటీ ఉందా, ఆ క్లారిటీని ఇవ్వగలగటం పిల్లలకి సాధ్యమేనా? ఇది కొంచెం టఫ్ అని అనిపించింది నాకు. బట్ హవెవర్ చాలా పేషెంట్గా చాలా ఓపిక్గా ఆయన హీ కుడ్ కమ్యూనికేట్ వెరీ వెల్ సెషన్లో. అండ్ ఐ అప్రిషియేట్ ఆల్ ద చిల్డ్రన్. అండ్ వాళ్ళ ఇంక్విజిటీ చాలా బాగుంది. వాళ్ళు అడిగే తీరు కానీ వాళ్ళు అడిగిన ప్రశ్నలు కూడా చాలా వాల్యుబుల్గా ఉన్నాయి అన్నీ. అండ్ వెరీ నైస్ సెషన్ ఐ సే. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And particularly the session began with wait 1 minute, madam. So here particularly the session began with importance of language, and where our beloved guest Ravikiran ji said then effective communication, and particularly getting a right guru is very very important. When somebody asks a question, then how could you become a successful scientist? It's just because of the place and because of my gurus who have given me right guidance. So when he was saying that one, then I started thinking about myself. Because of landing up there at Apex Institute of English in Guntur, then now I'm able to run one institute, whether it is online or offline, with the blessings of my guru only, Sri Nageshwar sir. See friends, then we all people believe that persons, then they make a lot of influence, particularly their guidance helps us a lot. In the beginning of our session, I said even Dr. Kalamji, a question was put to Kalamji, what is that? Then how could you become a great scientist and even the president of India? Then Kalamji answered the same, guiding souls, guiding. So the guidance is very much important. So here, there in the guest hours, we do get number of guests, and here our beloved guest Ravikiran ji answered almost all the questions. And here my beloved guru Sri Nageshwar sir is also here only. Then I would wish him to speak a few lines.
Thank you very much, Ravi. So wonderful, very nice session, especially Mr. Netaji Ravi, wonderful guest. I feel that I am listening to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, such a spiritually guided personality right from childhood. I don't know how he developed actually, right from Valmiki, Mahabharata slokas. Really, it's my dream to learn Sanskrit language. And the way he presented is really superb, wonderful. If every child is like Ravi, really the world would be heaven. So nice. And the students also asked very genuine questions, and really answered well. And at what moment of his life drove him to be a scientist? If we can say that, really the young generations, will get some boost of learning. So what I generally set goals, dream till you reach your goals, like that say. At what stage of your life, Mr. Ravi in Norway, at what stage of your life could you dream of becoming a scientist? Being born in Vijayawada, having education, engineering graduation in Bapatla, reaching Norway. Your journey is vast. The vast journey began with the learning of new things right from the beginning. You have really tremendous zeal of learning, and that zeal made you a great scientist. In a great position today. I think your parents must be feeling very proud of you. So nice. And one word you said is real, that is touching. Nowadays, the present education is aimed at learning to earn. But once our education is aimed at learning to serve, that is the way to reach supreme power, God. This is a wonderful concept what you have covered. And at what stage of your life you developed this spiritual power? That means even Einstein, he said, Bhagavad Gita is the source of my knowledge for invention, whatever I invented. That's what he said. Even Abdul Kalam ji is a perfectly balanced, religious person who has read several times Quran. And all these people, all the great scientists, have the background of spiritual power. Really, it's wonderful to have a young man, middle-aged man like you as a guest here. Really, Ravi, so nice of you for introducing such a balanced person. I request Ravi to say a few words. How could you develop this knowledge? Is the base you got from your parents or the teachers, or a self-interest you developed? You quoted some slokas, the perfect qualities of a human being from Valmiki, 16 qualities. And you said in Sanskrit language, if you can translate it to a normal language, Telugu, I think people will get benefit out of the 16 qualities. Please, could you translate?
Yeah, it's there are several questions, Nageshwar Garu, what you have asked. One thing is what motivated my spirituality. Second one, at what point I wanted to become a scientist or something. Okay, the first thing, I think I was born in a spiritual family. That has helped. And basically my parents bringing up and what they do. Spirituality has been always running in my family. Second thing, the prime influence regarding spirituality is my father was worked for several years in Kakinada, and during my late 90s, or when Chaganti Koteshwara Garu has not even become a popular like what he is today. I was walking on a street in Kakinada, I could hear a very soothing voice or something. It's on the street, right? And Chaganti Koteshwara Garu was teaching to Lalita Sahasranama, I believe. This was like 23 years ago. To some of them, I was astonished at the way of his knowledge, because he said 2.5 hours on one statement of Lalita Sahasranama. Basically, it's Amma Erupu. And I still remember that 22 years ago, he said Amma Erupu, what is the qualities of the mother? He was explaining that. So that I was really fascinated by that. Because the one thing what I got fascinated was 2.5 hours people could sit and listen to something which is not a movie. That is 22 years ago. And second thing I was fascinated is how could someone, unless he hasn't read so many books, he couldn't explain a one statement in the form of a book. So that I think drove me. I think the third thing, probably I was naturally a good listener. I believe that's what many people have told me. I was naturally a good listener. I have that strength, God's gift. And I'm a bit curious. That's it. To become a scientist, it's that makes me happy to learn something new. New things makes me happy. I know my limitations. I cannot be super good at learning myself. I'm very good at understanding things via discussion. Like I have a process which I have built. So I learn it myself. I don't understand many things. I will engage in a discussion with professors or other students. Then I will know many things. And so it makes me feel happy. So during masters, I would say during masters, my master's supervisor, his name is Professor Chambers. That was in Oklahoma State University in USA. He is retired now. He has told me that he encouraged me to do a PhD because it was not a very good financial option at the age of 23. If I could get a very good job and make a lot of money and spending another 4 years of my life during the prime time without any salary. You have stipend, but stipend is only sufficient for you. But it gives me joy. So that was basically a point of choosing a PhD. Obviously, after PhD, it is an obvious choice to either to always be staying in academics or connected with academics, doing research and becoming a scientist. It's an obvious choice after PhD. But what prompted me to do a PhD, because it's not very easy for a 23-year-old master's graduate, asking him to spend 4 more years of means convincing myself, spending 4 more years of dedicated research while you are getting a lot of jobs, while you have a lot of very good opportunities to make money. But when you have interest, zeal in science, I think it will give you happiness. I hope that answered the question.
Yes, sir. It seems Nageswara sir, you have got the answer.
Yeah, it's wonderful. What about the 16 qualities of a perfectly
Yes.
being?
Okay. This is called, sir, that is Valmiki Ramayana Balakanda. Kaun asmin sampratam loke, means who is in this world right now. Gunavan kascha Viryavan, who has all the gunas. Viryavan. Viryamu means a quality which is అంటే వీర్యము క్వాలిటీ బయట ఏం జరుగుతుందా లోపల కదలకుండా ఉండే క్వాలిటీ పేరు వీర్యము అంటారండి. వీర్యవాన్ ధర్మజ్ఞశ్చ, హూ ఫాలోస్ ఆల్ ది ధర్మాస్. కృతజ్ఞశ్చ, కృతజ్ఞతతో ఉండటం. సత్యవాక్యో, ఎప్పుడూ నిజమే మాట్లాడటం. ఇది చాలా కష్టం అండి. సత్యవాక్యో. దృఢవ్రత. దృఢవ్రత అంటే గ్రిట్ అండి. గ్రిట్ అంటే ఏదన్నా మనం అనుకుంటాం కానీ చాలా చేయము. కానీ చాలా అనుకున్నది చేయగలిగిన క్వాలిటీ దృఢవ్రత. సత్యవాక్యో దృఢవ్రత. చారిత్రేణ చ కౌయుక్త, గొప్ప చారిత్రం కలిగిన వాడు. సర్వభూతేషు కోహిత, అన్ని భూతములు యందు దయ కలిగిన వాడు, అన్ని భూతముల చేత ప్రేమించగలిగే. అంటే ఇది ఎక్కడ వస్తుందంటే వాల్మీకి రామాయణంలో వెన్ భరత కమ్స్ టు విజిట్ లార్డ్ రామ, అతను అరణ్యవాసంలో ఉన్నప్పుడు రాముడి దగ్గరికి భరతుడు తన సైన్యంతో పాటు వచ్చినప్పుడు రాముడిని చూస్తానికి అయోధ్యలో ఉన్న గుర్రాలు ఏనుగులు కూడా ఎగిరిని అని రాశారు వాల్మీకి రామాయణం. అంటే మనుషులు వెళ్ళి చూస్తారు రాముడిని, కానీ బయట ఉన్న ఏనుగులు గుర్రాలు కూడా జంప్ చేస్తున్నాయి రాముడిని కాదు చూడొచ్చా మనము అని చెప్పి. అంటే అన్ని భూతముల చేత ప్రేమించ సర్వభూతేషు కోహిత ఆత్మవాన్కో జతక్రోధో అంటే క్రోధము తన ఎందుకు కంట్రోల్ అంటే కోపము నటిస్తారు కానీ నిజంగా కోపం ఉండదు. జతక్రోధో సర్వభూతేషు కోహిత ఆత్మాన్కో జతక్రోధో ఐ హ్యావ్ టు లుక్ ఆత్మవాన్కో చారిత్రేణ చ కోయుక్త సర్వభూతేషు కోహిత విద్వాన్ కశ్చ విద్వాంసుడైన వాడు సర్వభూతేషు కోహిత కశ్చ ప్రియదర్శన ఎప్పుడు ప్రియమైన దర్శనమునిచ్చేవాడు. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు చూడండి ఎవరైనా పెద్దవాళ్ళతో వెళ్ళి ఆయనే సీరియస్గా ఉంటాడు, ఆయనతో మనమేం మనం మాట్లాడాలనుకున్నది కూడా మర్చిపోతాము. ఎవరి దగ్గరికైనా వెళ్ళి మన కన్సర్న్ చెప్పుకోవాలంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ హార్డ్. ఇఫ్ అతను చాలా స్ట్రిక్ట్ గా ఉండి హీఈస్ నాట్ ఓపెన్, మనం వచ్చినప్పుడు ఆయన కంప్యూటర్లో ఏదో టైప్ చేసుకుంటూ ఆయన నాట్ గివింగ్ ఫుల్ అటెన్షన్. సో ఇట్స్ నాట్ రైట్. దిస్ ఈస్ అ క్వాలిటీ ఐ థింక్ ఇట్స్ సమ్వన్ హ్యాస్ టు డెవలప్. If someone has to come to speak with you, close your activities and give our complete attention to them. So కశ్చైక ప్రియదర్శనక ఆత్మవాన్కో జతక్రోధో ద్యుతిమాన్కో అనసూయక. అనసూయక అనేది నాకు చాలా బాగా నచ్చిన వర్డ్ అండి. ఎందుకంటే అసూయ లేనివాడు అంటే అంటే రామాయణంలో రాముడి కాలంలోనే రాముడి కంటే బెటర్ క్వాలిటీస్ ఏదో ఒక క్వాలిటీ బెటర్ గా ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఉండే ఉంటారు. అతన్ని చూసి అసూయ పడే ఉండదు. I always believe there is a very fine line between inspiration and jealousy. Very fine line. Getting inspired from someone and మనం ఈ లైన్ లో ఉండగలిగితే అండి, దిస్ ఈస్ లైక్ ఐ ఆల్వేస్ ట్రై టు encourage. I seriously feel, this is working with mind. Do you feel jealous or do you feel inspired? అది మన యాటిట్యూడ్ లో చాలా. If we feel inspired, we learn from them. If we get jealous, nothing will happen to them. What will happen to us is not good things. అనసూయకః. సో కస్య బీభ్యతి దేవాశ్చ జాతరోషస్య సంయుగే మీన్స్ ఇన్ని గుడ్ క్వాలిటీస్ ఉండి, ఇన్ని మంచి క్వాలిటీస్ ఉండి అందరు దేవతలు ఒక పక్షంలో యుద్ధానికి వస్తే ఎవరిని ఒక కోదండం పట్టుకొని ఆపగలడో అతని పేరు రాముడు. అతను గురించి నాకు చెప్పండి. దిస్ ఈస్ అ క్వశ్చన్ వాల్మీకి హ్యాస్ పోజ్ టు నారద అండి. అంటే ఇన్ని క్వాలిటీస్, ఇన్ని మంచి గుణములు కలిగి ఉండి అంత పరాక్రమం కూడా ఉండి, ఇన్ని ఉండి అంటే దయతో ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి పరాక్రమం లేకపో అంటే for example, when you are speaking, someone might think, he's promoting peace. Maybe he is afraid of war. No, he's not. He can win the war easily, but still he is promoting peace. So, ఇంత చేయగలిగి ఉండి అతని అలాంటి పర్సన్ ఇప్పుడు నేను నడుస్తున్న టైంలో ఇక్కడ ఉన్న టైంలో ఉంటే నాకు చెప్పండి అంటే అతను అప్పుడు వాల్మీకి సంక్షిప్త రామాయణం వాల్మీకి నారద మహర్షి సంక్షిప్త రామాయణం చెప్పారని బాలకాండలో రాశారు. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ది 16 క్వాలిటీస్ అండి. నాగేశ్వర గారు, వాట్ యు హావ్ ఆస్క్డ్.
Wonderful. Nice. Thank you very much, Ravi. So nice.
So Ravi Kiranji, really it's a wonderful session where our students just they are immensely happy with your presentation, and the thing is that you have prepared a nice PPT, and there out of 15 slides I think we could complete only some 6 or 7, but here interactive session actually took a lot of time. I'm
Yes,
sorry
no
for that.
No problem.
And surely we would like to have, I mean, once you give your valuable time, definitely we wish to have, because there you have mentioned many more wonderful points, particularly the thinking patterns, 4 patterns, and at the same time, what about the language? The first slide itself, it explains how the language is, I mean, their advantages and what to have, what not to have, and everything is really wonderful, sir. And at one point you mentioned this one, rebellious behavior and knowing about one's own mistakes, and sometimes even rebellious nature also good thing, but once we know its limitations, and every point is touched the hearts of our students. It immensely benefited, sir. Surely it's very nice, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And in future, surely we wish your presence again and again to share your knowledge with our students, sir. And
Certainly.
and here among students, I would like to request 1 or 2 So to say, what is your biggest takeaway from this presentation or from this session? Just I would request only one or two. So what have I understood from the entire session? Just one or two students. May I expect anybody? Yes, I would give opportunity to only one person. Yes, it seems Madam Lalita Shekhar wants to say something. Yes, Madam.
Ravi,
Madam.
I would like to say I was very much impressed by listening to the explanation of Mr. Ravi Kiran.
Madam.
Is క్వశ్చన్ అడగటమే సరిగ్గా కంపోజ్ చేసుకుని అడగటం నేర్పటం చాలా బాగుంది ఈ సెషన్లో. ఇది యూజువల్గా టీచర్స్ ఎవరు చేయరు. యూజువల్గా టీచర్స్ ఎవరు ఆస్క్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అంటారు. అసలు కంపోజింగ్ క్వశ్చన్లోనే ఒక క్లారిటీ స్టూడెంట్కి తెచ్చుకునే ఒక సూచన చాలా చక్కగా ఇచ్చారు రవికిరణ్ గారు. ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అడగాలంటేనే కాసేపు తమాయించుకుని కంపోజ్ చేసుకుని తనలో ఒక క్లారిటీ తెచ్చుకుని అడగటం, అది తనకి కావాలా అక్కర్లేనా అనేది నిర్ణయించుకోవటం. జస్ట్ ఏదో మనం పరిప్రశ్న అంటారు దీన్నే. పరిప్రశ్న అంటే ఊరికే ఏదో క్యాజువల్ గా అడగటం కాకుండా వన్ షుడ్ బి సీరియస్ అండ్ ఈ షుడ్ గెట్ బెనిఫిటెడ్ బై లిజనింగ్ టు ద ఆన్సర్ ఆఫ్ ద గెస్ట్. సో ఐ ఫీల్ ఇట్స్ నైస్ సెషన్ అండ్ అన్నింటికంటే దట్ అది బాగా టచింగ్ గా ఉంది. ముందు అంటే ఒక గైడెన్స్ కదా, ఇప్పుడు బికాస్ ఆఫ్ హిస్ నైస్ గుడ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఈ షుడ్ గివ్ సమ్ important points to the students. Listeners all are students. I am also a student. I am also learning from the session. And so క్వశ్చన్ అడగటంలోనే ఒక కంపోజింగ్ ఉండాలి అన్నది బాగుంది. మిగిలినవన్నీ కూడా బాగున్నాయి బికాజ్ ఎవరికి ఏది అవసరమో అది రిసీవ్ చేసుకుంటుంది మైండ్. కాబట్టి ఐ బిలీవ్ దట్ మిగిలిన అన్నీ కూడా చాలా చాలా బాగున్నాయి. అది ఒక ట్రైనింగ్ లాగా ఉండాలి. ఒక సెషన్ అనేది ఒక ట్రైనింగ్ లాగా ఒక గైడెన్స్ లా ఉండటం వల్ల స్టూడెంట్స్ బెనిఫిట్ అవుతారు. ఎనీవే చాలా అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ గా ఉంది ఇవాళ. దిస్ ఇస్ ఎ కంప్లీట్, ఎందుకంటే గెస్ట్ అలాంటి వారు కాబట్టి. నువ్వు చాలా చాలా డిషెస్ పెడుతున్నావు, రకరకాల భోజనాలు పెడుతున్నావు స్టూడెంట్స్ అందరికీ. ఇవాళ మంచి స్ట్రాంగ్ డిష్ అనమాట, సంథింగ్ లైక్ అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్. నైస్ రవి.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. It seems Alekia would like to say. So among students, I think Alekia, would you like to say something? Yes, Gopi Raju, please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Actually, thank you very much for the nice session, sir. In the first slide, you gave us a learning mantra, listening mantra, not learning mantra. Before you speak, listen. A concept chala bagundi, sir. As a PhD student, ఫస్ట్ స్లైడ్ నుంచి మీరు కంప్లీట్ చేసిన ప్రతి స్లైడ్లో నేను నేర్చుకోవడానికి చాలా అనిపించింది నాకు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ ఫర్ గివింగ్ us nice inputs. Thank you.
Okay, nice, Gopi Raju. Good. So, I mean, my dear students and friends, in a similar manner, next Sunday, January 3rd, welcoming the new year, then we have one more guest hour. So, we'll have, I mean, a nice way of motivation from Sri MSR sir. Then we will have next January 3rd. So, actually, in the beginning, I already mentioned our guest Ravi Kiran actually happened to be the nephew of our MSR sir. MSR sir is our well-wisher and mentor, and he always encourages me to go ahead with the new things and all here in Vijayawada. So I mean here our sir is also here only, Srinivas sir. So next week just we are going to have interaction with our sir. Then I would request Srinivas sir to say a few lines. Hello, Srinivas garu. Hello, Srinivas garu.
శ్రీకాంత్ గారు,
సార్ ప్లీజ్ సార్.
నేను ఈ జర్నీలో నా పొరంకి వెళ్తున్నాను.
వెళ్తున్నారు సార్.
ఈ ఛార్జర్ పెట్టుకొని వింటున్నాను.
సార్
ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ బాగుంది. చక్కగా లాస్ట్ 16 పాయింట్స్ చెప్పారు కదా రవికిరణ్.
అవును సార్.
చాలా బాగుంది. సార్ కూడా నాగేశ్వర సార్ కూడా ఆ పాయింట్స్ ని స్ట్రెస్ చేసి అడిగారు.
అవును సార్.
చాలా బాగుంది. అయితే రవి
చెప్పండి సినిమా.
ఓకే రా, థ్యాంక్ యూ. సారు తో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అయ్యే అవకాశం నీకు నేను కల్పించాను. వాళ్ళ పిల్లలతో వాళ్ళ స్టూడెంట్స్ తో నీకు ఇంటరాక్ట్ అయ్యి చిన్నపిల్లలు అడిగే క్వశ్చన్స్ ఎలా ఉంటాయని కానీ వాళ్ళ ఆలోచనలు ఎలా ఉంటాయని కానీ మనం చిన్న వయసు నుంచి వచ్చినప్పటికీ మనం మర్చిపోతాం. ఇప్పుడు జనరేషన్, ఈ జనరేషన్ గ్యాప్ లో ప్రజెంట్ జనరేషన్ ఏ రకంగా థింక్ చేస్తున్నారు అనేది మనకు తెలుస్తుంది. చక్కగా ఆన్సర్ చేశావు. ఇంకా నీ దగ్గర నుంచి నేను ఏంటంటే స్పిరిచువాలిటీకి సంబంధించి ఇంకా నేను కొద్దిగా ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేస్తాను. ఇంకా ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు జనరేషన్ కి మనం ఇచ్చేటువంటి దాని మీద పూర్తి నమ్మకాన్ని పోగొట్టుకుంటున్నటువంటి జనరేషన్ ఇది. ప్రతిదీ ఎందుకు ఏమిటి అనేటువంటి ఆలోచనలో ఉంటున్నారు. కాబట్టి ఇంకా మీరే ఇప్పుడు నేను చూస్తుంటాను, శాటిలైట్ రిలీజ్ చేసే ముందు వెళ్ళి తిరుపతి వెంకటేశ్వర స్వామి దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి నమస్కారం చేసుకొని చేస్తున్నారు. ఇప్పుడు అంత సైంటిస్టులు కూడా ఈ స్పిరిచువాలిటీ మీద ఒక నమ్మకాన్ని కలిగి ఉంటున్నారంటే అది ఇప్పుడున్న జనరేషన్ కలిగించాలి. అదే ముఖ్యమైనటువంటిది నేను అనుకునే దాంట్లో. ఎందుకంటే తగ్గిపోతున్నటువంటి వాటిని మనం ఎక్కడైతే ఈ జనరేషన్ వాళ్ళు కోల్పోతున్నారో దాన్ని ఫుల్ఫిల్ చేయాల్సినటువంటి అవసరం మీ అందరికీ ఉంది. ఓకేనా?
తప్పకుండా.
అది అవకాశం వచ్చినప్పుడల్లా సైన్స్ అనేది నథింగ్ బట్ ఇందాక మేడం చెప్పినట్టుగా స్పిరిచువాలిటీలో సైన్స్ పార్టా, సైన్స్ లో స్పిరిచువాలిటీ ఒక పార్ట్ అనేది ఈ రెండు ఒకటే అనేటువంటి అభిప్రాయం అది ఉండాలి, ఇది ఉండాలి. ఈ రెండు కూడా లైఫ్ లో పార్ట్ అనే విషయాన్ని ఈ జనరేషన్ లో మనం డెవలప్ చేయాలి. ఓకే
సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ సార్ శ్రీనివాస్ గారు.
ఓకే అండి
సార్. సార్ we are expecting your guest next week sir.
Okay.
Right sir. Thank you sir. Thank you very much sir. So
okay Ravi, once again thank you.
So I convey my congratulations and thank yous to our Srinivas sir and our Ravikiran sir. Thank you very much sir. Then surely we wish your presence in near future sir. Thank you sir. Thank you very much. Friends, now would like to end up our session with our national anthem. Then I would request Madam Amini to take the lead and the remaining people we will also participate. Thank you sir. Thank you very much once again sir. Amini ji, please go ahead.
Hello, are you getting my voice?
Okay, Amini, please go ahead.
Okay. जनगणमनाधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभाशिष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद।
జై హింద్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.